You've already started to kind of touch on this, but for people that are looking to buy a home or to invest in real estate during this market that you just described, what are some of the fears that you imagine that they have, and what would you just say to those people that are considering buying during this market that we're in?
Are we talking about a home for themselves, or are we talking about a rental property?
Well, either or both.
Well, we'll start with what I do and live every single day, which is more of the investment side and the rental property side, right? I find that most people go about the decision to invest in a rental property the wrong way. They tend to focus, number one, on the property, and they spend all this time and energy focusing on the property and doing an incredible amount of due diligence on the property. And that is actually the wrong place to start. It may sound unique. That's not to say that it's not important to do your due diligence on the property, but if you want to build a rental property portfolio and have a great experience, rental property investing is a team sport. And so whereas most investors start with the property, what I help folks do is start with the team, start with the property manager and do your due diligence there. Once you do that, then you decide on the right market to invest in. And that market might not be in your backyard. And the great thing is there's lots of free and accessible data on rent rates, home prices, long-term appreciation rates. It's free that you can choose the right market for your rental property portfolio. And if you've done number one and number two correctly, and you found the right team and you find the right market, then choosing the property is actually fun and enjoyable and easy, even in today's market where inventory is very tight. You know, clients of ours and other clients who invest with the right team in the right market, they don't have a problem buying properties today, whereas the general marketplace really struggles. So the advice I would give is, number one, do your due diligence on the team that is going to be supporting your investment, hopefully for a 10 to 20-year hold cycle, which is the way to win in rental properties. Once you find the right team, establish which market is right for you. Look for low prices, high rents, and high long-term appreciation rates. And then the property specific questions get really easy and fun, and you should be able to add to your portfolio quite in an enjoyable manner.
Yeah. And, I know that people buying a home for their primary residence, that's my day in and day out. But I am curious, what are your thoughts about that for somebody who's actually buying real estate as their primary residence in this market? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I know it's a really tough process to be buying a home right now. I don't want to make it seem like it is easy, but the pain is worth it to buy right now. And it's just because, home prices are signaling that they're going up in the future, even though they've gone up 26% last year to this year. I get it. I've been living that. I own a lot of properties. I own my own home. Like, I talk to a lot of friends as well who are struggling to buy homes right now because there's just not a lot of inventory. It's a tough time, but home prices today are lower than they're going to be in the future. And the reason that I feel really confident about that is because supply and demand is completely out of whack. And what I mean by that is there's just a complete lack of supply in the market. And so I know it's really tough. I know you have to struggle. If this is your primary residence, it's even more emotional to be able to buy a home. But I'm really confident as we stand here today in May of 2022 that home prices are never going to be this low again in Jacksonville. And it's because the indicators for real estate show that. They are so strong that home prices are still going to go up here in the short run. And over the long haul, real estate is actually a very cyclical asset. And that means that history repeats itself with long-term historical appreciation rates. So in the short run, I think things are going to be going up. In the long run, things always go up. Actually, the number is 4.6% per year on average in Jacksonville real estate. And so I think buying a home right now, even though interest rates are higher today than they were in the past, even though home prices are higher today than they were in the past, I still think this is a wonderful time to buy primary.
I agree. Absolutely.